Hi, today we're having a bit of an interview where we're going to talk about this journal article. Well, this journal article, it was written by Kasenga and in collaboration with Kasenga. So, honestly, I wasn't expecting him to actually come up with this article as written as it is because it was just a discussion, Dora and Fata discussion. One day, he asked me about what I think about syndrome. So I sat down and syndrome, what do you mean? And then he said that acceptance and hope for achievement. So he introduced to me that as a developing country, there are certain things that we need to be helped with. So there are developed countries that take the initiative to help us, but sometimes they end up just coming and doing their thing and they leave us and nothing changes at all. But this time around, he talked about the people, the developed countries, bringing their programs into our country, the developing country, and then involving the people doing it. And in the end, the people, after they have achieved their goal, they would say, this is our program, instead of, that's their program. So I'd really like to know what motivated you to write this article or to come up with this this AHA syndrome.
Well, it is a strategy that has been observed for many years of my work with different communities in developing countries, and also as an extract from Amata Declaration of 1978, where rich nations have a mandate to help poor nations. However, that help can sometimes be abused if not properly addressed in terms of how strategic the implementers are and how strategic the funders are doing. What I'm trying to say here is that many international bodies do support poor nations in the name of aid to the third world. Unfortunately, that tries to create what we call dependency syndrome. Why dependency syndrome? Because it's like once the funding is granted and the programs are implemented, eventually the programs do not succeed, simply because it's more of external support than internal support. Therefore, having studied the communities, different communities, we have observed over time that when the communities are well prepared in terms of what they need, what is actually their felt needs, that will help the communities to grasp whatever aid is coming on their way. And that comes as a result of now seeing that, okay, this aid is coming to help us move from point A to point B. And then eventually they take the problem as theirs, not somebody bringing their own problems. And with time, it has been observed that when the communities accept the problem, there is always hope that that problem will be addressed with even little external support. And having accepted that as their own problem, it means even the programs are also equally accepted. Having accepted the programs, then we see that they accepted the program as theirs, the programs to address that as also theirs, and eventually the entire program is accepted as their own program and not as their program. Their program meaning those people who are funding the activities to address that problem. As a result, you see that the development will take its course, and then even the donation is finished using local resources, the programs will succeed, and there will also be meaningful transition or development within that program. So this idea of aha syndrome simply means people have to accept that they have a problem, and they have to appreciate and understand it and own it. Okay, having understood the problem and owning it, they will be able to say, okay, now we are going to have an expectation of realizing the solution of our problems. That is where the hope is coming in. As a result, there will be achievement. The achievement is the actual implementation of the program and the active change that demonstrates that there's now an agent of change that has taken place. Eventually, all the people within the program, they are going to what? To maintain that program and to grasp with their effort. I can give you an example where you see boreholes in a community where that thing is not accepted. You see, you sink the borehole today, tomorrow it's broken, and nobody repairs it because in the first place the communities did not accept it. But once it is accepted, they will form themselves committees to maintain that borehole, and then even when it is broken, they will be able to repair it. 2 years, 5 years down the line, you find this borehole still there and being used, simply because the communities in that area accepted they needed they needed safe water for drinking, and that's why they will be able to support whatever initiative of programs that are implemented in their community. So this aha syndrome simply means that now people have accepted that they have a problem. The donation comes in as a support, and then they'll be able to implement that and maintain the programs. As a result, there will be active development in that community.
Thank you very much for a very well explained speech on this article. So when I was looking at this AHA, syndrome.
Sure.
So I saw that this person was very creative. I mean, this is very creative. How can you come up with this word? It's more like people are not satisfied, So I just imagined how creative it might have been. I mean, how long did it take you to come up with this title and be able to actually give it this aha syndrome?
Ladies, thank you so much for that observation. Like I said initially, that it's a paper or an article that has been developed as a result of working with communities over 10 years. Here in Malawi, for example, I've worked with different communities in Cholo, in Mulanje, and in Dedza, in Mangochi, so many places. I've also worked with communities in East Africa, Kenya, Mombasa, in slum areas, Nairobi. I've also worked with communities in Tanzania, Moshi in particular, and having worked with these communities, I've been observing what has been going on with communities. And now it's like when the communities really accept that they have a need and the little support comes in, it's like they never expected that they were going to have a solution. When now the solution comes in, it's like they are something like aroused to be happy, you know. It's like they never accepted. It's like you are given a gift that you never expected. But at the end of the day, it's like wholeheartedly saying, "Oh, this is what we expected to have." Now means aha. That means now they are now accepting what. Yes, this is what we expected. Okay, and the H there is standing for now. There is a hope for life, hope for a new change, hope for success, and hope for meaningful development. And then the achievement there becomes now sustainable. That now the program has resulted into fruits, the fruits that will be maintained for generations.
All right. Thank you very much because of being here with us. Well, yes.
And I must also pinpoint the fact that many international bodies do fund programs in Africa, and eventually they fail simply because they don't involve the communities. And when you read carefully on this concept, you see that there is an element of community participation and involvement. This should not be taken lightly. The concept of community involvement and participation should not be taken lightly, because these are inseparable. You cannot separate them.
Yeah.
Once you participate, you must also be involved. And if there is proper community involvement and participation, that will also work as analog to what? To spice the aha syndrome for the continuation of the programs and also the meaningful change of the situation in question. Okay? We have given there scenarios of two creatures for just the illustration of the fact that when you get involved and you participate, you are likely to achieve long-lasting solution. We are giving examples of animals like a cow.
Exactly. Yes.
An animal like a pig, and then we see a chicken. These three creatures had to take their part in this what? In this program, for the program to be sustainable. Okay? Now you see they were expecting it to have a visitor. And when you are expecting a visitor in a home, it's not one-man operation. But everybody, even the kids, everybody had to do their own way. Now in this case, a pig had to do his part, their part. The pig had to do something. Also, a cow had to do something. The very same thing with the chicken. And you could see that one of them, and this case was a pig, who said, well, for me, this one is just it's a very good friend. He was away for many years. Now this is my chance to show this visitor that I really care. So I'm going to what? To offer him sausage. So instead, I'm going to what? To offer myself. You see? That shows that when communities have accepted a program, they are even prepared to die for that program.
Yeah.
Then that program will never collapse. If we can have 5 people like the caliber of the pig, obviously programs will succeed, because they will be able to sacrifice to make sure that the program becomes sustainable. That is why we are talking of, for all these things to materialize, we need the concept of community participation and involvement to be taken on board.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. So as you can see, it's also more of self-reliance.
Yes.
Yeah. People have to be able to rely on themselves. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Kasenga, for being on the show. I'm really, really happy that you were here with us. It doesn't happen all the time. So for this article, if you would like to have it and if you would love to read it and understand more of what we're talking about, I will put a link down there where you can download about it. For now, we could just say accept and hope for achievement syndrome as a key resilience for sustaining community-based programs. So, as you developed countries are helping these low or less developed or developing countries, make sure that as you're bringing in those ideas, make sure that you involve the community as well. Because when you do, it will help to enhance that program and be able to achieve your intended goals. Thank you very much. You are with me, Larissa Kasenga, and
Kasenga.
thank you.